Hello and welcome to another episode of the Stogie Review video review. It's another beautiful Sunday afternoon. I decided to fire up the Hoyo de Monterrey Excalibur Royal Sterling. This has got a Honduran shade-grown wrapper. It's got Connecticut binders and Nicaraguan, Honduran, and Dominican fillers. Now this is a limited release cigar. From what I understand, they were released in 2004. They're limited productions, although I don't know what the limitation is. But they follow the trend with the typical Excalibur line, being that, you know, everything revolves around the King Arthur, Knights of the Round Table kind of theme, and that's what the box shows as well. It's I think it's a large sword. Actually, the Excalibur. It's a little different from the typical Excalibur boxes, and it's kind of a silver box. Really neat looking. But I'm going to go ahead and stop talking and start smoking. Usually I go with a cigar punch, but kind of going to break the cycle and go with the cutter again today. Now, I don't know if you're going to be able to see this, but I'm barely taking anything off the end of the cigar when I clip that. Try to show you that here. You'll see, or you can try to, that, you know, I'm just barely nicking the end. I'm not really cutting into the filler too much. Just kind of taking the cap off. And that's, you know, the whole idea behind using a cutter. You don't want to cut the cap off because then, you know, the cigar will start to unravel. Because the cap is just that. It's a cap. And it holds the wrapper in place. So I'm going to go ahead and start toasting. And just like before, I'm going to try to, you know, just toast the end. You don't want to let the flame scorch the wrapper. Just kind of toast it. You know, this might take a little while, but, you know, it's just one of them processes. Just take your time. You don't want to overheat or scorch it, because then you're going to start getting some foul flavors because the tobacco's overheated. Give it a little blow. You can see, well, sort of see. It looks very dark in the picture, but it's actually because the entire foot is toasted and it's dark. So I'm going to go ahead and start, light it. Well, I got a pretty even light. I'm happy with it. The initial flavors they're medium. It's about medium body. Finish is nice and smooth. It's got sort of like a woody and nutty kind of flavor to it right off the bat. But like I mentioned before, that usually once you get past that first little bit, things settle. So I'm gonna go do that, and I'll be back. We'll go over characteristics of the wrapper, what it looks like, you know, all that good stuff. So, talk to you in a few minutes. Well, here we are again. It's been a few minutes. You can see a little bit that the burn's kind of running off on one side a little bit. I'm not quite sure what that's all about. It looks like there might be a little bit of a void in the filler, just because the ash is kind of racing up, you know, up one side. With the exception of that, the wrapper's not all that attractive. It's kind of multicolored. I don't know, it's really tough to see that on camera, but you can see the veins are almost yellow while the wrapper is a light brown. But anyway, the feel overall, it's just like you want it to be. It's, you know, it's firm, yet it's got that real light spring to it. The band is very loose. You know, that's about it for describing the cigar. It's not the most attractive cigar I've ever seen, but judging by that little bit of a pinch test and just the way it feels, it's not bad. The one thing I didn't notice or mention is that the wrapper's kind of dry looking. It was the same on the last one that I smoked, but I didn't really think anything of it. Produces a lot of smoke. when you blow the smoke through your sinuses, you get a little bit of a light spiciness. The taste is basically woody with kind of a little bit of a nutty aftertaste. Not, it's not very distinguishable, but so far things are decent. The body's still medium. Finish is got a little bit drier, but it's light and it's not a nuisance kind of a dryness. So I'm just hoping that that creaminess comes back and it doesn't stay that that dry kind of harshness that really gets you in the back of the throat. So I'm going to smoke a little bit further, and I'll report any changes to you then. Well, we're back again. As you can see, I didn't get a whole lot further into the cigar, but I thought it was worth mentioning that the burn's evening up a little more. It's still a little off on one side, and I still got that kind of jut. It's kind of like a small hook straight down on the wrapper. I don't know if you can really see it, but it's not as predominant as it was. I'm not quite sure what that actually is. I don't know whether it is, in fact, a small void in the binder and the filler, or or if it might just be a vein or wow, kind of lose train of thought there. A stem. That's it. But it's not really hurting the smoking experience. It is kind of not very nice to look at. But cigars are meant to smoke, not to look at. So I guess it all depends on your point of view. Well, it's still got that kind of nutty background, so mainly woody taste. The ash is pretty firm. Finish is, it's still a touch dry, but it's starting to get richer. Body's still about medium. Not a whole lot of change, with the exception of the finish kind of starting to change a little bit, and I'm looking forward to that. It seems like it's going to kick in and become rich and creamy, and I really prefer that over that little bit of dryness, although a lot of other people like it. It's just one of those flavor profiles that I don't really care for. I think it might have something to do with the Connecticut tobacco in there, but I'm not 100% sure on that. And even if it were the Connecticut tobacco, I guess it would be consistent. It wouldn't kind of come and go, and I wouldn't appreciate it at some points and not others. So I guess I really don't know what I'm talking about in that sense, but don't like the dryness too much. That creaminess, it's starting to come around. That I do like. Kind of want to get away from the cigar a little bit and mention that we got some new stuff coming up on the site. We have an interview with Mark Neff coming up. He's the man behind Cigarmony and The Puck. And we're going to be on the Dogwatch Social Club again. Looking like we're going to be on the show that airs December 3rd, so be sure to check that out. If you're not a listener of the Dogwatch already, they come highly recommended from the Stogie Review. Bob and Dale are real nice guys, and they're a blast to talk to. So you should check out the show. I'm sure you'll love it. Well, I'm going to smoke a little bit further into the cigar, and be back in a little bit. I got another thing to mention later on, another feature, well, not so much a feature, but a giveaway that we're doing at the site that you may be interested in. And nice thing about it is, if you're watching the video review, you're kind of going to get a little bit of a sneak peek, because it's not in the written write-up. And I'm not quite sure when we're going to really announce it, but I'll bring it up anyway. Alright? Welcome back. It's been a little bit. About 15 minutes or so. You see I'm getting down around toward the end. Still producing a lot of smoke. Draw's been great. Just taking the band off. The body's getting a little heavier. It's more of a medium to full, kind of approaching the full mark. It's not bad. It's in the afternoon, so it's not overpowering for this point in the day. So far, I'm really enjoying it. The finish is is better now. It's not so dry. It's mildly creamy. I'm starting to get a kind of a salty taste now. Not like a really in-your-face kind of salty, but just enough to make you salivate a little bit. So with all that going on, it's pretty enjoyable. So far, been really happy with it. I keep saying that, but I really am enjoying it. It's a good cigar. But anyway, back to what I mentioned earlier about a new item to the site. We're going to be giving away humidor. I mentioned that on the Dog Watch Social Club, I don't know, a couple months ago, I guess. We've had some delays, but we're back on target. I'm looking to get this humidor in a couple of weeks. It'll be handmade, custom humidor, made by a very good friend of mine, John March. He's the owner and operator of P3 Carpentry and Woodworking, so I'm really looking forward to getting this humidor. It'll be in between 500 and 600 cubic inches with a pull-out tray, lime to Spanish cedar. The exterior is going to be figured cherry, I believe. I'm really looking forward to seeing it. I'm sure you'll like it too. I'll get some pictures up as soon as this got some finish on the outside. Get some pictures posted up, and then give you details on how to enter to win that humidor. Also, as I mentioned before, we were speaking to Mark Neff, and he was very generous and gave us 2 pucks to include with the humidor, so you don't have to worry about any humidity problems. The pucks work great. They're 70% relative humidity. That seems to be the norm. The average is about 70. I talked to quite a few people, and 70 seems to be the optimal number. So that's what we went for. And he's also including a user-calibrated hygrometer. So, that's another item that, most digital units, they aren't user-calibrated, so that'll be a nice little addition. But that's about all I got for you for right now as far as that's concerned. We're still in the process of ironing out all the details, and be sure to let you know, in the coming weeks exactly what's going on. We're going to try to get it out to you before Christmas, so it'll be a nice Christmas present if you're not looking for a humidor yourself. It'll be a really nice gift to give to someone. So anyway, back to the cigar. Not a whole lot to say about it. It's been really good. Not a very pretty cigar, but it tastes nice nonetheless. Draw's been great. The ash, it's been pretty decent. It's pretty firm, light colored. It's evened up quite a bit. It's still off a little bit, but nothing to be overly concerned about. And that runner that I had is gone, so that's another big plus. So I'm gonna smoke a little bit more. Maybe another inch or two. I've got about 2.5 inches left, so I got quite a bit to smoke left. So I'll be back and give you some more. We'll wrap things up, and that'll be that. Well, welcome back. It's been a few minutes. See, I'm down to about a little over an inch. I thought it was worth noting. I thought it was just a fluke with the last cigar. I sort of got like a soapy taste at the end, and I'm getting that with this one as well. It's not real pleasant. It's definitely there. There's still a little bit of that salty flavor. It's still, it's medium to full-bodied. Finish is still creamy, but it's got that odd kind of soapy taste. Definitely doesn't seem to be going away, so I think I'm gonna call it quits on this one. It's kind of out of the ordinary for me because I usually smoke them down so I can barely hold on to them, but just don't have that option with this one. So just to wrap things up, I think this is a decent cigar. They're a little tough to find as far as singles are concerned. I only found one place, and kind of found them by accident, a place out in Vegas. So I ordered a couple. I'm sure some of the major major vendors carry them. So if you're interested in trying one, check it out. They range around, about $4 a stick. So it's not going to break the bank, and it's definitely something to try. So, well, that's all I got for you. As always, thanks for watching.
And looking forward to hearing your comments. Again, Walt at StogieReview.com. I'll be sure to email you back. So thanks a lot, guys.